Hello, everybody! Welcome back to the group. I'm Rachel Arazo, your intuitive divination mentor. Hi! And today we're going to be talking about breaking out of your comfort zone and why you should stop reading for your friends and your family. And I know that there are going to be some people that are going to be confused about this. Because they're like, what? I have to read for, my buddy. But it's a specific reason why I want you to stop doing it. So let me go into the Facebook group. Make sure that I am live in the right place, that we have sound. Let's see. And cleaning this up a little bit. I just hopped off of a discovery call, which, by the way, I will be talking more about those kinds of calls today. Yay! Hello again, Anna. I already talked to the Crown Academy group this morning about every week we do rehearsal spaces, so we bring in a new client for them to read and to practice on for the week. So I already talked to the Academy this morning about their client and what happened with her. I believe I see a Susie, but I'm blind right now. I will say hello in a second if it's Susie. It is Susie. Hi! Hiya, Moon Sister. Which I will talk a little bit about the Moon Sister Activation Circle as well. That way there's some clarity there. Let me also make sure I've got everything. And the reason why, because I've gotten some emails this week with people that were like, your email this week, or the post this week was so, it really called me out on how I let practice, like I don't let myself practice for other people because I'm scared. It's like, we're going to talk about that because it's not an uncommon thing and it's completely normal to be scared and really nervous, but there's a difference in the stages at which you let yourself make that a reason for not doing readings. You know what I mean? Here we go. Much cleaner. And we will give it a second also for more people to show up. Say hello if you're here, or give me a hashtag replay if you're watching the replay. What is everyone doing this weekend? Because happy Friday. I know me and Susie are going to be talking about our amazing retreat next year for the Moon Sister Circle. And it's going to be fabulous. I'm so excited, you guys. Oh my God. We have, a resort that we've reserved, and we're gonna hash out all the details. I'm also, the weekends, like I've said in the past, Saturdays I spend the day with Miss Lily, with my daughter, and then Sundays are my own thing. So I will discover what I want to do on Sunday. And then, I don't know, maybe hop on Netflix and watch some movies. Fabu, yes, fabulous. Hi, Tammy. I hope you're doing fabulous. Let me know what you're doing for the weekend. I know that next weekend is the Moon Sister Circle as well. And it's funny because it'll be the Moon Sister Circle in the morning for our month for, with Athena. And I believe we have the full moon in Pisces. And then that afternoon, I'm going to be having my daughter's birthday party. So it's going to be super fun. Anna says doing journaling, helping friends out, finding spreads that could be useful for them, picking red currants with my daughter, right now listening to the rain. Ooh, I love the rain. We've got a hail warning in Denver today with like 40-mile-per-hour winds, but I adore the rain. It's, give me a gloomy day, and where it's nice and cool, and we have the leaves falling in the autumn trees, and I have my caramel apple spice cider. That's my zone. I would probably adore being over there and having some tea with you right now, Anna. Tammy says, on Saturday I'll be checking out a local art event here in Langley, BC. That's wonderful. I hope you grab some wonderful pieces. I feel like It's been a long time since I've been to an art museum. I know they're having a free event this weekend at the Pikes Peak Fine Arts Center, because I'm at the base of Pikes Peak in Colorado Springs. And I used to love going in there when I was little, because when you first walk in the door and you look up, there's this giant glass-blown chandelier. I love chandeliers. They're my favorite. And when I was little, I would look up and think it looked like onions and noodles. So I was obsessed with pasta as a child as well. So it's like, I love going to art museums. I remember also going to one, I think it was for a field trip, where they gave us a little handheld device with headphones on it, and we went up to a Van Gogh painting, and it was like a game show, and it was like, where can you find this and this and this, for like the little kids. It was super fun. Hi Leticia, on the road but listening in. I hope you're safe, because I know your area is going to be getting hail today. And hello. Anna says even had a little thunder, so it was really pouring for like 5 minutes. Oh, my heart. I want to be there. I'm going to come visit you, Anna. Tammy, this is all local artists. That's really wonderful. I love supporting local artists. Well, I hope you have a fabulous time, Tammy. It's going to be wonderful. So, one of the biggest... When I first dipped my toes into the world of divination, I'm going to paint a picture for you. So, I was in college, and I had just moved in with my husband, my now husband. At the time, we had just gotten back together, because I met my husband in 8th grade. I was in 8th grade, he was in 7th grade. We both lived literally in the same area. He lived 2 streets away from me. Excuse me. And we got off on the same bus. And when I got on, I was trying to get off of the bus because I had to stick up my ass all throughout school. I know I did. I still get that way sometimes. I'm used to being very serious. So I had my headphones in. I was in a bad mood. I wanted to go home because I had to walk home. And he came on the bus to meet his friends who were all the way at the back of the bus. They're still friends today. And he was in my way. I didn't even register who it was. I'm just like, there's this big burly guy with cornrows in his hair that's pissing me off. So I screamed fuck off in his face because he refused to move, and I went by. And he never left me alone. So years later, we got together, and it's that thing when it comes with... Whenever I say soulmates and twin flames, I'm thinking of how it was with my husband, because it was like a magnet. He would never leave me alone. In some way, he was always in my life. And even though I didn't want to admit it, I really liked having him there for the longest time. Because I didn't want to admit that I liked him. He was an asshole. He still is. But I didn't like admitting it. But so years later, because we realized I had come up to see him. I was in college. I drove 3 hours up to see him for a weekend. I'd drive 3 hours back. We realized after a couple of weekends of doing that we couldn't be apart, really. So he moved down with me, and I was moving into a new place with my roommate. And Izzy, my roommate, was gone for the summer. So we had the place to ourselves, and we played video games. That's the summer The Sims 4 came out, so I played that religiously. And when she came home, she came into our room and chucked a deck at my face. So I had to like dodge it for a second. She's like, I don't want it. You can have it. And it was the Enchanted World Tarot, which is now the Zen Faber deck, only take away the white border. It's tiny. It's, it's now living in a Crown Royal bag because it didn't like me because it was still living in the bag that had her name on it, the original bag that came with the deck. But these tiny ones, yeah, they're small now because this is the original print. So, she chucked it at my face. And besides having to dodge that, I realized, because I've talked a little bit about the kind of house I lived in growing up, I didn't know anything that had to do with tarot. you know? I had a roommate for a little while before my husband and I got together, that did readings. That was the first time I had ever had a reading done on me, and I didn't even realize it. He was still learning with the book. He did a Celtic cross spread. I don't even remember what it was. I think it was a general reading, and I'm like, this is actually pretty deep stuff, but I left it out of my mind. You know, I didn't know what it was. And then there was this gentleman that would walk around our campus, because we were in a tiny little town in the middle of nowhere in Colorado, and he would walk around in a wizard's robe, and he had the natural Gandalf beard, and he did Celtic cross spreads in the student union with a cat tarot. I'm pretty sure it's just the cat's tarot is what it's called. But I remember it because I'm like, why is this older man walking around giving readings with kitty cats on the cards? And he got into astrology with it and all this kind of stuff, and I'm like, it was nice. But it never stood out to me until this stupid deck got chucked at my face. So when I first started, I tried doing practice readings. I'd try it for myself. I didn't particularly care for this deck. I still really don't, because I don't care for the art. But when it came to doing readings for other people, I tried it on Jordan, my husband now. I tried it for a couple of friends. I tried sitting in the student union and doing readings, but didn't really do anything. No one ever showed up. So it's like doing practice readings was really hard. And I had to figure out in my tiny little town how I could do this. And the thing was, I couldn't go to my friends, well, majority of my friends or family. And it was cool doing a spread for myself and people that I knew, but there was a difference there. And the reason being is like, I could still be learning and I could still be reading from the book and Googling keywords and things like that and floundering, and my husband wouldn't laugh in my face because he didn't know shit about it either. I could do it for friends, but they would just like, I lived pretty much in the theater building. So they were used to that kind of stuff. They thought it was another deck for Magic the Gathering because that's what we played. But they didn't particularly care. They didn't give that much feedback. They weren't, if I got something wrong, they didn't know because they didn't read. So it's difficult. When you first start out, it's okay to practice on other people. But there is a distinct difference between practicing for a friend or family member and doing it for a complete stranger. It's a different vibe. See, Tammy, we need rain here. Our province is on fire. Yeah, so's Colorado. I hope you're safe, by the way. Hi, Kelly. Sorry I'm late. Strider needed the potty. That's okay. I hope his potty training is going well. Anna says it's been a lot of fires this summer. The worst we've had so far is here in Sweden. I think all of them are out now. Yeah, the world's on fire right now. California's burning. There was a map where it was talking about the United States and how everything's on fire. The world's burning right now. But the real value in doing readings is for strangers. And when I say strangers, I'm not saying like going up to a random person and telling them, I have guidance from you from your dead great-great-grandfather. I'm not saying that. And if you are somebody that does that, cool, for you. But I'm saying more doing a reading for someone and it's an equal energy exchange. So either they give you a donation, you exchange physical products, or they, you do a reading in exchange for money. Equal energy exchange. There's a complete difference because we can get so comfortable reading for other people that we already know because it's like, what if I'm wrong? I'm impacting this person's life, you know? And I'm like, you are doing the same thing with your friends and family, only difference is you know more about their drama. You know more about what's going on. But when it comes to a stranger, you don't have that intimate connection, so you feel guilty. right? So then what do? You overcompensate in your reading. You pull an extra 15 cards that should not even be there for questions they didn't even want, you know? Or you worry so much about people hating you that, well, hating you for being wrong, when honestly they may not have ever been to a reader before, or the fact that you're trying matters more to them than you memorizing all your keywords. And I've had a couple all week. I've been having meetings in discovery calls, in discovery tea chats, and a good lump of people I've talked to have a hard time putting the book down because they want to memorize all the words. They want everything to be 100% perfect. You know what I mean? And that's when you put that pressure on yourself to memorize it. No one's going to quiz you. A client isn't going to say you're wrong because the King of Wands means happy, playful, and super dad. Doesn't mean he's an asshole. You know, no one's going to do that. You might get those one or two clients that have been to readings before or are readers themselves, and they'll pick at you. But that's not going to be the majority. They just want you to help them with their question and their problem and put it in terms they can understand. And think of it this way. You get to know people's energy so intimately when you do readings that it's like you are becoming best friends with someone in 10 minutes. You know? Because they're asking you about their job. They're asking you if this new relationship is going to work out. They're asking you why their husband cheated and left them, or they're asking you whether moving across the country is actually a good idea. Things like that. Things they would ask a family member, they're asking you. So it's like, in a way, you're becoming their friend in more of a professional kind of light, in terms of intimacy. So I challenge you to break out of your comfort zone in that kind of sense. Because it's a completely different energy when you start doing readings for other people that don't even know you. Because I was in my tiny little town and I was having a hard time doing readings for others that I didn't know, I hopped on Tumblr. That's where I learned all of my witchcraft. And got all of my books and my resources and all my all the different websites for mythology, and that's where I got my podcasts, and a lot of my stuff I grabbed from Tumblr. And one thing I loved about the Tumblr community is that people could submit me questions without telling me their name. I could go up and say, I want to do readings. I'm going to do it until this time. Shoot me a message, and people would send me anonymous readings. And that would give me practice. And if they wanted to give me back and forth, feel free. If they wanted it to be just private, they absolutely could. And they didn't care about the quality. They didn't care that my bedspread was all over the place, because that's where the cards were. They didn't care how many cards I had laid out. As long as I could communicate to them what was happening, they didn't care, you know? And true, I didn't get a lot of feedback at first, unless I specifically asked, can you give me some feedback? But it was a way for me to get started. And you don't have to hop on Tumblr if Tumblr's not a thing for you. There are plenty of ways you can start this. Go to your local bar, Starbucks, coffee shop, whatever you're doing, and go ask if you can sit there and do readings. You can't take money if you're in an establishment like that unless they agree that you can be paid for it. But that gives you the opportunity to put up a sign and say, I'm doing practice tarot readings. Come sit with me. And people will come. You know? Or you could go live here in the Facebook group. Like Anna did that this week. Yay for Anna. You get a round of applause for that. Because you can absolutely do that. Or you can put up a thread if you're afraid to do a live. You can put up a thread saying, I'm going to do 10 questions for the people I'm drawn to. That works just as well. And you get the practice in with someone you don't know. Or even you can attend a local workshop in your area or psychic meetups specifically for tarot. Like, I recently did a storytelling with tarot workshop here in my area, in the Colorado Springs area. And we sat down and everybody pulled out their cards and they did readings for different books and shows. I had someone doing Lord of the Rings. I had someone doing Peter Rabbit. I had someone doing The Lion King. And we walked it through. And they all gave readings for these shows. And they got the plot down. Go to stuff like that because that's going to help you practice. And it's going to help you connect with people in your area who might want to do exchange practice readings, you know? Or even if you ask your friends to refer people they know that you don't, so you can practice. Because after a while, when you start doing readings for people, they'll start doing that. They'll refer people to you. Hence why a lot of people that have been doing this for a long time say word of mouth is the best way. It's not anymore, but that's a great way to get some practice in, is through word of mouth, you know? So, has anybody, since I put up that post on Monday, since I sent it to you yesterday, have you tried doing readings for people you don't know? Have you gone out of your comfort zone? And if you haven't, tell me in the comments how you're going to start. I'm going to hold you accountable, okay? Tell me how you're going to get going. Hi, Melody. Melody says, you're so right, I just started to put my foot down on the extra cards. Yes! Don't pull clarification cards unless you truly need it. Don't pull 15, though. It's going to confuse you. Too many people talking at the table. Hi, Lena. I hope you're feeling better. Hi, Colleen. Kelly says, that's part of why I've been trying to do the one-card readings for the Coven. Yes. You're also doing your charms that you made, too. The past few weeks I haven't been able to, but I plan on doing it next week, which is awesome. Anna says, thank you. Scary, but great practice. Yes, and I'm proud of you for it. That's also why in the Academy, I put up weekly client practice spreads. 1 week we did a love reading. 1 week we did a mediumship reading. This week we did a reading that dealt with some legal issues and potential abuse. And it's to throw you into the mix, to give you the clients that you're scared of getting so you can be prepared for them. Because majority of the time, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a love reading. You know, it's going to be a love reading. That's how it goes. But when you actually can sit down and face the scary reading and you get feedback on it, because I give you feedback and I let you know how you did, it takes the scare out of it. So you don't have to worry about it, you know? You're not freaking out. Melody says, I have. Awesome! I'm glad you have. Kelly says, Tuesday night I'll do 1-card readings. Yes! Do it! Kelly, also not tarot, but I'm getting a lot more comfortable with my algams. Good! Alms. You know? I'm very proud of you for that. And this doesn't have to just be with tarot. This can be with runes. This can be with palms. The number of times I just have to mention in a group that something is similar to palmistry, and my inbox floods with 15 people asking for a reading. It's very quick, okay? All you gotta do is mention, yeah, I read cards. Flood, you know? Especially if it's love. Now, a lot of us don't like love readings, but love readings, that'll get your inbox full of people that want to practice with you. Or even like, if you're a healer, when I first started doing Reiki, I hopped over to the Tarot Nerds group and said, I need testimonials. So I'm going to do a reading for you, and I'm going to do a Reiki healing session with you for 30 minutes. Pop your name below and I'll give you my calendar. Done. Had a bunch of people. A lot of no-shows, but I got a bunch of people. And now one of those people, I see her every 2 weeks for coaching. And it's wonderful. and she's in the academy now. So, and it's like, and you don't have to charge for this stuff. If you want the practice, as long as there's equal energy exchange there, go for it. If you're getting a testimonial or feedback in exchange, that counts. Okay? And it'll also help you practice your ethics. That'll help you get your boundaries in place. That'll get you the practice that you need to be the reader that you want to be. And then that helps you on all levels. If you want to start doing a reading business, or even if you have a spiritual business, whether it's tangible products or it's intangible products, that's going to give you practice with customer service and working with people. You know, it's going to get you aligned. And especially if you did that Create a Magical Tarot Persona workbook that I gave you like a couple weeks ago, you're going to be so ready. All you got to do is step into your persona and say, come to my table. You know? Melody says, I read runes, tarot, and more. Yeah, do it. Pop it up. Say, hey, I'll pull some runes for you. Or if I do I Ching, I'll flip some coins for you. Tell me in the group, or I'll throw the bones, or whatever you want to do. Just get the practice going. And whether you choose to do this for a business or just for yourself, the practice is going to not only help other people, but it's going to help you improve your craft. Yeah, because I can tell you all day that your knowledge as a person is going to make you a fabulous reader. I can tell you that all day. But it's not going to change anything unless you actually get it into practice. Do you know what I mean? Give me questions, or if you're having a hard time accepting or processing what I'm telling you, then pop a comment and tell me. Because I want to make sure you're 100% supported with this and you have clarity. You know? And I shall wait a moment. Because I want to give everyone time to write. Understand. Good. Awesome. And I know also, because this is a point that I want to make as well. Sometimes there can be a disconnect between, Rachel, you've been doing this for so long, you don't remember what it's like to be this nervous or to do this. And I understand that, but I want to give you a little bit of perspective for this, because that does come up where it's like, but you've been doing this for forever. So it's easy for you to say to just put yourself out there. I'm probably the best person that could tell you to do this. And the reason being is I have been through that same nervousness no matter how many times I have put myself out there, not just for readings, but also with theater. And the reason being, so I'm going to paint a picture for you. Let's say a show goes up on a call board. That's where they would post where they want the show, like the characters for the show, what's required. You need to memorize a monologue that has to be 3 to 4 minutes. You need to introduce yourself, and you need to show up professional. So you put on your interview clothes, literally like you're going to a job, and you fill out your acting resume so they know your history, and you sit there in a group of 30, 40 people waiting for your turn to go in. And it's not relaxed. It's silent. Because everyone is in their head trying to think of their monologue and running through their personal keywords and running through how they want to present it and how nervous they are and how much they want this. Compared to going into a reading and running through your keywords, trying to be relaxed, but at the same time you're thinking, I really want to nail this. Okay? So I show up in my clothes. I'm wearing a nice dress that is modest, but actually looks good on me and actually shows all my flattering angles. I go in there, I fill it out, and I give it to the stage manager, the person that is in charge of everything. Okay? Besides the director. It's like the assistant manager to a boss at a company. And then after that, you wait until they call your name. Okay? So what might I do? I might go to a cork board and I'm stabbing tacks into the wall in order to distract myself. I might go and practice my monologue in front of a mirror. You know, but it is so silent and it is so tense because all you can think of is, I don't want to fuck this up. Right? And then they call your name. They say, it's time for the reading. It's time for you to come in and audition. So I open the door. Well, first, the stage manager goes in to announce your name. They're going to introduce you formally first. It's like if you were to go to a psychic fair and go up on a stage to speak, how they're like, introducing so-and-so, introducing Kelly, introducing Anna, introducing Maya, and they're going to talk about this. Only introducing Rachel Arazo. And then that's my cue to come in. And from the moment you walk in the door, you are being judged. You are judged on your walk, on how you speak, on how you stand, on how if you have a neutral body position and where your hands are, how you smile and look at them and say, hello, my name is Rachel Arazo and I will be presenting a monologue from our town by Thornton Wilder. And then you get neutral, do the monologue, do the reading, beat, thank you, leave. Or stand there while they ask you questions. And it's tense. They might hand you something and say, here's a monologue you have never seen before. I want you to read it for me right now. Or they might say, I want you to pretend to be a cow. I literally had that happen. And it's tense. The energy, you can cut it with a knife, and as an empath, it sucks. But the energy is so high, there's a vibe to it. And that nervousness happens every time I walk into an audition, no matter how many times I do it. Every time curtain is about to open, and I can see the audience out there, and I'm about to pee my pants, because I gotta go to the bathroom now, because I'm nervous, you know? It's exactly like setting up for a reading. And no matter how many times I do it, it's that same nervousness. So I want to express to you the reason why I support you and why I want you to be comfortable with doing readings for other people is because it's exactly the same. People get mad at me when I say that psychics and readers and actors are the same thing. It is. It's different than a physical product where I'm selling the mug, you know? But my intuition is what you're buying. My guidance is what you're buying. I am the product. Same thing with an actor. I walk in there and I present the best product that I can. I gotta convey the emotion. I gotta show I'm connected. If I've had somebody come up and say, I want to see how you do this talking to somebody. So they had the stage manager come sit down with me to see how I would interact talking the monologue to somebody actually there and not just to the audience. That was nerve-wracking. I had to look this woman in the eyes and tell her what a piece of crap she was. You know? So it's like, it's very similar. That vulnerability is there. So I want you to know when I say you're 100% supported, it's because I've experienced that energy over and over and over again. And no matter how many times I do a reading, no matter how many times I go up on a stage for a workshop or memorize a monologue to go to an audition, I understand how nervous you are and how scared you are. And I want to convey that it will be all right, because I know you can do it. We just need to get you to walk across that stage and say your first line. Or we need to get you to sit down at that table, pull out the cards, and talk to the person. Does that... Give me hearts or likes if you understand what I'm saying. If not, pop it in the comments, because I want to make it really clear for you. You know? Hi, Caitlin. Hi, Maya. Hi, Nicole. On my soapbox. Maya late was watching the other one. Hello, everyone. Kelly says, I'm good at telling people their crap, though. Yeah, but it's like, when you sit down and actually do it with somebody in their face, it can be so intimidating. So that's why I'm like, I want to make sure you're good. Cool, I'm getting hearts and likes. I understand. Cool. Wonderful. Okay. Yeah, because I'm telling you this in the most loving, put your foot down mama kind of way that I can. You know? I just want you... Hang on. Bloop. There we go. I just want you to be able to put yourself out there, because sitting behind your computer, shuffling your cards while you're watching Supernatural, and thinking to yourself, I'm never going to be a fabulous reader, or have the business I want, or have that connection with my intuition like I want, or own my abilities like I want, is never going to happen. That's just... It's doing yourself a disservice. Start practicing. Okay? And you don't have to ask me for permission. Just pop a thread up and say, I want to do practice readings. You know that all of us in here, because I funnel everything and I make sure there are no freebie reading seekers in here, that you will be 100% supported. You're not going to get cussed out. You're not going to get yelled at. Okay? Because I have Miss Big Mama Bear and I'm going to make sure you're okay. You know? Okay. I'm getting likes and hearts. Okay. And the thing, I really want to talk about this too, is because those that are friends with me, you saw what I was up till midnight doing last night. And I'm so excited for this. It makes me so happy. So like, I have discovered how many people in here really want to narrow down their zone of genius when it comes to their abilities and set the stage for being a professional reader or owning a professional spiritual business of some kind, right? And I've discovered how many people have benefited from that magical persona workshop, that live stream I did, and that 25-page workbook. If you haven't done it, do it. You know? It's fabulous. Let me actually grab it. That way you actually have it. So, I want to give the support that you need in order to succeed at that. Because personas are my thing. Especially personas when it comes to the theatrical side of things. Because I talk about my theater. I talk about how much I love it and how similar it is to reading. But having that support one-on-one with me is a little bit different. I just added in the comments the workshop itself. Go ahead and grab it. It's free. Go grab it. If you have not done it. If you need to do it if you haven't done it. And I am fabulous at this. And the reason being is a part of my training for being in theater. I'm a director, but I'm also a stage manager. So if we think of the director as the creative person that says, no, I want more blue, or I want more lights over here. They tell the actors where to go on the stage. They tell the set designer what colors they want, the costume designer what fabric they want, that kind of thing. The stage manager is the right-hand man to the director. Okay? So they're the first ones there and the last ones to leave. Okay? They're the person while you're sitting in the seats watching the movie or watching the show, if you turn around and look up behind you, you'll see the booth. That's where they are. They're calling the show. They're telling you, lights up, curtain up. Why is that techie not picking up that prop? We need to move in the scenery. Lights go. Sound 2 go. They are calling the shot. They are literally the conductor of everything happening in the room, right? And then from there we have our lighting designer, the person who makes the pretty colors. We have the set designer who makes make sure the actors are safe when they're moving on the stage. We have the costume designer who makes them look good and not naked, unless it calls for it in the show, you know? We have the props designer, literally every single piece of furniture and painting, and even sometimes the floor and the rugs is picked out by a props master. And sometimes they even make it by hand, okay? I've literally done all of that. That's what I'm trained to do. And I love creating psychic personas because it gives us permission to have fun with our readings, you know? It gives us permission to step out of our comfort zone and be fun with our readings, okay? And I throw stage makeup in there because I'm a stage makeup designer as well. I throw your props in there. What are you putting on your reading space? I throw costumes in there. What fabrics and colors are you tapping into? Because all of that matters. Your ambiance matters. Because especially for those that have been to fairs or even with your business, if you don't do reading for a business, your branding matters. Your colors matter. They've talked about that with color therapy, how McDonald's, people will walk in there and get hungrier because their colors are gold and red. That matches to make you hungry, you know? That's why prison doors, some places are pink, because it calms the prisoners down, you know? Unless the prisoner doesn't like pink. Then it might make them angry. But, you know, it's that kind of thing. That's very important no matter what you're doing. So if we break down how you like to read or how you like to set up your business, and we add those we add some intention to it, because we're big on our color magic, we're big on crystals and herbs and all this kind of stuff. Why don't we add that into your readings and set the ambiance, set the stage, and make it a performance? Do I have everybody so far? Hi, Kathy. Maya says, oh my god, yes, narrow in on abilities, and I keep freezing. It's my connection. Sorry. Magic. Maya's internet connection work. Okay, I have everybody so far. Callie says, I'm still wishy-washy about starting a business, but this is definitely helping with my clergy training. Yeah, and even then, if you don't want to, if you want to do this for healing purposes and not get this for money, it's still important, because if you aren't comfortable, the reading's not going to go well. The circle isn't going to be set correctly if you create sacred spaces and run circles. If you're a preacher or a minister, your congregation, it's not going to be as put together as if you notice the little details, you know? Awesome, it's working now. So, like, my thing when it comes to this is I want to help all of you get laser intuitively focused and start moving through those confidence blocks and start knocking them down. The thing that's keeping you from wanting to read for other people, or to even start charging if you do want to have a business, or even get started, or actually getting out there to practice and things like that. I want to help you, because I've been there with the nasty clients, free and paid. I've been in that war with my spiritual self on, should I actually be doing this? Isn't this supposed to be sacred? I understand how difficult it is to want to do this when you're working a 9-to-5 and you have a screaming kid and you have 0 hours of sleep. But you still want to do this because you not only want to help other people, but it's also a calling for you and it makes you happy. I totally get it. So, because when you're afraid to actually do things like that, and you're afraid to actually put yourself out there, it's like a hole is missing, you know? If you can't pull your cards for one day, or toss your runes, or read your palms, especially now for me, read palms, if I can't do that every day, my day is off. I'm crabby. I'm snippy. I'm not good to be around my family. And we always talk about how we need to nurture other people, you know? But if we don't nurture ourselves, if mama does not eat, does not sleep, does not get things done, then how is baby going to eat, you know? How am I going to nurture other people to the best of their ability and put myself out there if I don't get to know me? And I don't have to love me at this exact moment, but I got to at least know what I like, you know? And what would work for me, and what makes me feel most comfortable and most high vibe, you know? Not just that neutral state, but getting me up there into joy and love and enlightenment, you know? Things like that. So what I'm doing, because I know that for the kind of person that was like me, that had this vision of the reader they wanted to be, where they woke up in the morning, tuned in, tapped in, turned on, and had 15 sales overnight that they didn't have to do anything for. And know their modality backwards and forwards, meaning their way to read, their fortune telling style, you know, whether that be palms or runes or tarot cards or reading toes. We have people who read toes in here. Okay, whatever it is, they know it backwards and forwards, and it makes them beam, you know? Things like that. So it's like, I've created an invitation for people who are exactly like that, and that want to be that reader, because it's not hard. It doesn't take 500 certifications. It doesn't take 10 years of meditating in uncomfortable positions. It doesn't take self-sacrifice and strain and stress in order to get to that point, you know? It just takes a little dedication and really zoning in on what you love and what you want to do. So, what I've done is I want to work on your stage presence. I want to work on how you enter the room. Like I just said, with stepping into that audition, I had to focus on my body language. I had to focus on how I talked, you know, and the right word choice to use. I had to pick a monologue, or in this case, a divination style, tarot cards, palmistry, anything like that. I had to pick something that was going to speak to my strengths, and where I knew my weaknesses, I could help it out, you know? Right? And I could do that in front of somebody that was paying for something, or was going to offer me the job to be in the show, you know, that was going to let me put in the work hours and work with me one-on-one and get to know me on every single energetic level, you know. I've created something for people that want to do that with their readings and with how they want to approach divination, right? So the thing is, what I would do is I've created this so I would work one-on-one with people who want to do this, with readers who want to do this, and create this stage presence around them. And we'd work for half a year together, one-on-one. And you would get one-on-one support, get the actionable steps you need. No fluff, you know? Not tell you, oh, you need to go meditate for 2 hours, and then you need to go do this and go do that, and forget about going into work today because I want you to go sit with the trees for 3 hours and notice all the little ladybugs and draw sketches of them and tell me how you were enlightened after that. I'm not going to do all that because that's not going to help anybody, you know? I want to actually help people feel happy and make it easy and fun, so when they pull out the cards, they know what the hell is going on, and that they can wow even their practice clients, you know, or they can really put themselves out there for, even with their physical business, being 100% pristine clear with who they are. Like, this is what I am, this is what I do, this is why you should grab it. And giving the benefits, being treated like a person, you know, and not a statistic. So I've created a program. I was up all night doing this because I just loved it. My brain would not let me sleep. I was getting the divine downloads for it. It wouldn't let me do anything. My guides were shoving it down my crown and it wouldn't let me do anything. So what you would get is an airtight reading persona where we go over your costumes and your props and your set and everything that would call in the psychic, in the reader, in the business owner that you want to be. Everything about it. Down to the fine-tooth details. Like what color tissues you got on your table at the psychic fair. That detail. Do you know what I mean? And that is going to attract the people that you want to work with. That are going to love you. That are going to say, yes! Table slap with money in hand. I want it. Give me it. Sign me up, you know? Which makes it perfect even if you don't do fairs, doing live streams. So you can have that personality that draws in the right people. Or even videos on YouTube, you know, for channels. This would mean giving you one-on-one talks with me that give you clarity about what in the world you're doing next. That gives you actionable steps, like I said, that break to really dig through those confidence blocks and see what in the world is wrong, where they originated from, and then squashing it like the little bug it is so you can be fabulous, you know? And you can even get paid for it. And then, outside of those sections, you can send me a message whenever you got a question or a problem. It can be 2 a.m. and you can send me a message because it's unlimited saying, oh my god, I just pulled this card, I pulled the Tower, and I pulled the Ten of Swords. I have no clue what to frickin' do. Can I please talk to you? And I will get back to it when I wake up. But you can do that whenever you need help. You know? That kind of support where you and me will get to know each other on a very intimate level for 6 months. You know? Things like that. Kelly says, speaking of costumes, does anyone take commissions or know where I can get custom robes? I literally just talked to somebody about that today. Literally. Elizabeth. Elizabeth. I just got off a call with you today. Elizabeth Russell. I will tag her after this. But that's who it is, Kelly. I literally just talked with her. she makes custom robes. Yeah. My sewing skills are pretty limited. Yeah. And I do the same thing too. I don't make specifically robes. I know she does. But yeah. Catherine. Nope. Elizabeth Russell. I literally just talked with her before we hopped on live. Because she makes robes. Melody says, I love readings, but it's getting past the stage fright that I have. Exactly. That's something else. So many people are scared. You sit down at the table, or you hop on the chat, or you do the video reading, and you just freeze. And you have no clue how to move past it. That's something I would work on, because your persona doesn't freeze. The ideal reader that you want to be, I bet you 100% she does not freeze. She flows and the words are popping and, you know, the insight is pouring in and, you know, maybe there's glitter when she pulls out the cards and everybody's like, oh my god, this gave me the insight I needed and everything's clicking and she speaks the right words with the correct vocabulary and things like that. I'm going to teach you how to do that. Okay? I want to teach you how to do that because stage fright is a bitch. But I know I'm fabulous at getting you past your stage fright. Kenny says, I wouldn't need them for another 1.5 years at best, but I hate procrastinating. Yeah, I'll shoot you a message with her stuff after this because it's not letting me tag her. So, I want to extend this invitation to everybody that I know is going, yes, this is me, oh my God, you know? I want to extend this invitation to the readers that have freaked out about their stage fright and their readings not popping and staying in your house, not even telling anybody that you do readings because you're so afraid of being wrong. I'm talking to you. I want to help you get out of that. I want to give you the 100% support and clarity you need to get out of that. You know? And I want you to be booming. So, I want you, if you want this, if you feel like this is for me, go to the link that I just gave in the description, whether it's here or here. Go to the link and apply to work with me. Okay? Does anybody have questions? Because this is high vibe, high level stuff. This is very intense work, and it's you and me working one-on-one. And I'm not going to drill sergeant you or anything like that. If you want it and you want to do the work, we will work fabulous together. I just want to be here to support you, you know? But does anybody have questions about this? And again, if you're watching the replay, please let me know that you're watching the replay and post questions still. Maya, not yet, but I have to go back and watch the beginning. That's okay. Now, I do gotta hop off because I've got more calls to make. If you have not claimed a chat with me so we can talk one-on-one and we can see if this, if working with me is what you want to do, please book a call. I've been sending emails all week to everybody who is on the list, okay? Do it. And then, yeah, hop on my calendar. Let me know when you want to do it. And if you are really interested, fill out the application. As Kelly says, in my case, it's not about being wrong. It's more like I'm stepping outside my role and intruding where I'm not wanted or needed. I can tell you very much that you are wanted. And that we need your guidance. We need to hear Kelly's voice. You are not stepping outside your comfort zone. Well, no, you are stepping outside your comfort zone. You are not stepping out of the role that was cemented for you. Because you are so vast. You have so much to give. You have so much to flow in your life. And you are a high priestess. I've talked to you about this. You're a high priestess and you create such magical things. Seriously, like, if anybody wants to try Kelly's physical stuff, I use her oils every day. And so does my toddler. She likes it when I put it on her, too. So, like, you are high vibe and flying. And the world would be a more desolate place if we did not hear the guidance that Kelly could give us. And I'm not saying that to bullshit you. I mean it 100%. Care Bear stare. I 100% mean it. Hi, Andrada. I make readings, but still don't tell my friends that I'm tarot reader. Only family know. And I challenge you. I'm glad that you popped up in the group. I love hearing from you. I really challenge you to step outside your comfort zone and maybe tell your best friend. Because I think they would love that. And if you feel like that they aren't going to support you and they're going to berate you and things like that, then they aren't the nurturing friends that you would need. You know? You are fabulous. Everybody in here is fabulous. Sending all my love to you, Kelly. I love you, Kelly. Let me see. Is there any other questions? Let me see. Maya says, true. I read her rune postings every day. Yeah. That's how the best part of waking up is Kelly's rune postings. Andrada says, I will try that. This will make me feel more comfortable rather than keeping it a secret. Yeah. Because, like I was just telling Kelly, the world needs to hear your readings. And if it's a little step with telling your best friend, that's going to make you feel so comfortable, because our moms and our dads know us the way we are. Our grandparents know us the way in a slightly different way, but our best friends know our true selves. So definitely try. Melody says, thank you for taking the time to give us thumbs up. Yeah, absolutely. I could sit here and praise everybody all day. But I do gotta hop off. It's noon, exactly. So, like I said, if you have questions or issues, please pop them in comments. Tell me, give me feedback, let me know where you're struggling. And if you really want to talk with me one-on-one about this, fill out the application that's in the link, okay? I hope everybody has a fabulous weekend. I shall see everybody later. Bye.